Welcome to our explainer. Let's dive right into the massive polling shift currently shaking up Australian politics.
Get this, a staggering 70% of voters say Australian politics is overdue for a total shakeup.
The overall vibe? The exact same politicians who built this mess definitely aren't going to fix it.
Wildly. One Nation jumped from 24 to 31% in recent polls, actually overtaking Labour.
At the exact same time, the Prime Minister's popularity plummeted to a record low. People are incredibly frustrated.
But Labour's Social Services Minister Tanya Plibersek insists the government hears this anger and is actively responding.
Labour is defending their record, pointing to recent budget measures, like tax cuts aimed at everyday Australians.
They really highlight their housing deposit policy, claiming it helped 230,000 people buy a home.
Plibersek even noted that 2,500 of those brand new homeowners live right in Barnaby Joyce's own electorate.
Look, Labour admits the system was totally stacked against young Aussies, and fixing it remains pretty controversial. But hey, Labour isn't just playing defense. They're going hard after One Nation's approach to cost of living.
Labour points out that One Nation actually voted against things like cheaper electricity, childcare, and free TAFE.
Plibersek even claimed One Nation literally wants workers paid less and to make them way easier to fire.
She also called out Pauline Hanson for using billionaire Gina Rinehart's private jet while pushing those exact policies.
The core argument? Hanson and Joyce have spent decades in politics without delivering any real, actionable change.
Well, MP Barnaby Joyce fired back, calling Labour scratchy and cornered because of that undeniable polling data.
Joyce argued these numbers just reflect a public that is completely over both Labour and the coalition.
To put this shift into perspective, One Nation has just 4 support staff, compared to Labour's 489.
Joyce insisted voters are deeply distrustful right now because Labour simply lied before the recent federal budget.
He bluntly stated the housing crisis hasn't improved under Labour, and honestly, it didn't under the coalition either.
To capitalize on this massive frustration, One Nation is pivoting hard, promoting candidates with heavy corporate skills. They're fielding candidates with serious corporate experience, including a guy who built a $200 million business.
Bringing in former CEOs of international agriculture firms is a really sharp contrast to your typical career politician.
So with public trust totally shattered, which political outsider will actually harness this massive demand for change?